Hi, I'm Austin Gamble, Director of Research and Community Engagement here at Kinber.
And I'm Carson Block. I'm a library technology consultant, and we want to tell you about a new edition of some training that we did last year in Pennsylvania, and it's coming to you almost right away. And this training was really good. We had such a great response to this, and this came from some work that Kimber did to learn about needs from libraries in Pennsylvania. Austin.
Right, Carson. A few years back, we conducted a survey to see what were the most compelling technology needs of libraries across the state of Pennsylvania. And the response was overwhelming. We heard from libraries all across the state in reference to needed network assessments, technology learning work, trainings, webinars, sessions. And of course, we created the resource request fulfillment, which is a resource funding opportunity for libraries to request service and equipment needed to be able to serve their communities.
Now we want to get this training out to even more libraries in Pennsylvania with a technology learning class that really meets your needs, and it really works. This class is interactive, it's inclusive, and it's very friendly, and it provides access for you to learn and to participate and to collaborate, whether you're a very, very beginner or you're someone with more advanced technology knowledge. The class structure is kind of set up like a trilogy, like a blockbuster trilogy. That's how we came up with it. It'll run 1 week per month, 2 sessions per week, one in July, one planned for August, one planned for September. The first part, probably on a Tuesday, is a learning focus where we learn some stuff together. Part two, probably on a Thursday, is where we have time to interact and to practice. Our first episode, planned for July, is Broadband Fundamentals. Austin, what are we going to do in the first session of that week?
Well, as you mentioned, Carson, part one is learning focused. We will review the Towards Gigabit Libraries Toolkit. What is it and how do you use it? We'll review the Towards Gigabit and Libraries PA project as a whole and go through what the goals and the achievements are of the program. We'll review what is broadband, a broadband 101, if you will. And then finally, the Kimber Library Network Assessment. What are they and how are they performed?
In part two, we'll get together. We'll have some homework. It won't be hard homework. I promise it'll be valuable homework for you. But we'll get together. We'll discuss and review the work that you did in between our sessions. We'll also do something super fun. We're going to draw a network diagram together, and we will use it to solve problems that you're facing in your library. Also, we'll look at broadband funding and strategic use of E-rate. In the second episode, what we're looking at performing in August, we're going to look at emergent technologies and broadband applications.
Again, part one being learning focused, a review of broadband definitions and applications, followed by the types of broadband, a review of emerging technologies, and then finally a discussion around broadband success stories, a review of case studies.
For our interactive session later in that week, again, we'll look at the homework and work through things together, answer questions, make sure everything's super clear. We'll also look at emergent technologies and how to pick your favorite flavor of tech. Tech does come in flavors. I bet you didn't know that. We're also going to draw a rack diagram together to give you even more understanding about how these bits and pieces work together in your library. We'll also look at SIPA, Children's Internet Protection Act compliance and filtering, and broadband funding and the strategic use of E-rate. In the final edition, we will look at advanced topics, probably sometime in September, looking at broadband mapping, big data, and data literacy. What happens in the first session, Austin?
Well, again, with it being learning focused, we'll do a review of broadband measurement and mapping tools. We'll do a deep dive into what data science, data literacy, and big data have to do in your world in the library. We'll review library technology trends, always a fan favorite of the program. And then finally, a review of patron-centered user experiences.
For part two, for our interactive practice time, again, we'll look at the homework, we'll discuss things, we'll be sure to share things together. We'll also have an exercise around this idea of patron-centered user experience. We'll look at customer journey mapping. It's probably something you haven't done in your library, but it's something I think you'll want to do. Also look at troubleshooting connectivity problems, looking at setting priorities, and just generally answering frequently asked questions.
This program should be a must for all libraries so they have a better idea about what they are using for their internet and why it is good to look at other ISPs in case they are not getting the amount they are paying for or they know to upgrade equipment. It's fantastic. The information was explained and broken down in a way that was understandable. Great speakers. This is such a great program. Thank you for offering this. I have learned so much in the past 3 months and put that knowledge to work both in the library and in my home network.
Austin, if folks are interested, how can they get involved and get ready to join us?
Sure. Well, Kimber has created a fellows group or a working group, if you will, of people like-minded in libraries that can come together once a month to meet, share experiences, and take this journey together. To register, just go to kimber.org/toward Gigabit Libraries in PA, or feel free to email your nominations of colleagues or staff that you feel would benefit from the program to agamble@kimber.org, and we'll be happy to respond with more details.
Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you in class this year.
Absolutely.